how to be productive and make the most use of your time. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some very actionable steps to increase your productivity, things that have worked best for me. Hi folks, my name is Somi. I'm an IIT Delhi and ISB Hyderabad grad, and I have been working in banking and management consulting for about 9 years now. On this channel, I share my experiences, mistakes, journeys, so that some of you can take something away from it and maybe it will help you in your professional journey as well. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing. As a management consultant, I have to do so many things during the day. Number one is, of course, project work. Then there is some business development and sales work that a lot of leaders need help in. We have to support that. One of the key metrics for us is also firm development activities, like, helping in recruitment, knowledge sharing. So we have to do that. And on the side, apart from work, me personally, I run 2 YouTube channels as well. So I have to put content on it every week. I have to shoot them, I have to edit them, optimize them, and put them out for people's consumption. I also run a mentorship program and have to take time out personally to talk to people as well. So all of these things take a lot of time, and I would never have been able to achieve it unless I knew how to best use my time in different ways. So let's do a step-by-step of all the things that I do. Number one, and it's probably very obvious, is to make a to-do list for the week and then for each day. Now this is something that I do on a Sunday or on a Monday morning. Very, very important, probably not a new thing for you as well. But once you have a to-do list, you have vision on all the things that you have to accomplish during the day or during the week. And when you can see it written down on a paper, it almost instantly is going to tell you how much of it you will be able to accomplish today versus tomorrow and the rest of the days of the week. Most importantly, when you have a lot of things to do, writing it down, like writing the to-do list on a paper, just helps you slow down and process all the things that you have to do and build a mental image of how you could plan your whole day or whole week as well. Now, the biggest tip that I can share with you to make a to-do list is to break down a bigger task into smaller actionable steps. For example, I know that this week on Friday, I have a steerco deck to prepare and present for a steering committee meeting. That could be one activity. But what I would do is break down that activity into 5 different steps. So what are the things that I have to do to make that deck? One is develop the storyline. Maybe I can say that day 1 and day 2, I'm just going to be focusing on developing the storyline. Secondly, I'm going to think about delegating work. So, okay, if there are 5 pieces to this whole deck, who is going to do what? Third thing is going to be about getting the content together, be it using research or be it using some previous information that you have. The next step is going to be to review the deck. So right now I am a manager, so whatever my team does, I have to consciously put some time to review the work that they have done. And the last thing, I'll also have to get internal approval from either my partner or from the other client stakeholders before actually going to the steering committee meeting. So these are the 6 steps in my head that I would do for one meeting. So you see how when you break down a bigger problem, you have a lot more actionable steps that is going to motivate you and push you to take the action now. The next thing I would do is to plan on what are the things out of the to-do list for the whole week or the month or quarter, whatever. What are the things that I have to do today? There's a very popular framework 2x2 on the internet, which has urgency on one axis and importance of the work or the impact of the work on another axis. And you can try and break down your to-do list with that 2x2 framework, but I usually don't do that because I feel like that's too much effort for me. And when I have my to-do list, I have a sense of which are the ones that I have to do today on a priority basis and which are the ones that I can push to, say, for instance, tomorrow. The third thing that I would do is to time box my whole day and find out time, put them on the calendar for each of the activities they have to establish today. For that, what I usually do, if it is work related, then I'll just open up my calendar and I'll see what all meetings I have today. Maybe 9 to 10, I already have an internal meeting. 10 to 11, I can block my time for activity 1. 11 to 12, I can block my time for activity 2, so on and so forth. That is how I would usually plan my day. And after I've done that, even if it needs like 30-45 minutes in the morning to do that process, after I've planned my day, it becomes very automatic. I don't have to think in between two jobs what I'm going to do now and waste energy in between. The fourth thing that I'm going to do is now actually executing, actually doing the work. Now, over here, a concept of deep work really works, really has worked for me. Deep working sessions are basically good amount of stretches of time, be it 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 1 hour, where you can focus on doing one specific thing without any rest. And then the last 10 to 15 minutes, you can just take a break before you come back to your activity number 2. For a deep working session, it's very important to find those slots of time where you have minimal distractions. The fifth tip I have is, in addition to managing time, we manage our energies, which for me means that whenever my focus is at its highest, whenever I am most calmed down and most centered, that is when I do the most difficult tasks that I have assigned to myself. If there's a thinking task, for example, if I have to build a storyboard, or if I have to make a framework, or maybe I have to review pages that I have received from other people. These are the things which need a lot of focus for me to be able to concentrate, and these are the things that I would usually assign myself in the earlier part of the day. That is when my focus is at its highest, and that is when I do the most difficult tasks. The time could be different for you. Maybe you are a night owl and maybe you work most efficient at night. But it's important to manage energy along with managing time. I'll give you an example. For example, in the afternoon, sometimes when I feel sleepy, I take a 15 minutes nap. And I find that after that 15 minutes nap, I have a lot of focus to put my energy on something difficult. Usually, one thing that I have noticed is if I do the difficult tasks in the beginning, it also helps me mentally center myself, because then the most difficult tasks, I have already ticked them off my to-do list, and then it gives me an extra motivation to just go ahead and complete the other tasks as well. Next, while we are talking about managing energies and time and being productive, I definitely want to talk about the impact of food and sleep, because these two things go a long way in determining how productive you are going to be. Sleep, I don't think I need to tell you about it. I'm sure you have realized it yourself. If you have just had 2 or 3 hours of sleep, the next day you are groggy and not in your best frame of mind to get a lot of things done. A good day of sleep really helps. So personally for me, when I feel sleepy, I prefer to take a nap, even if it's for 1 hour, and then get back to my work rather than continuing with a sleepy frame of mind. Similarly for food, I have noticed that during the day when I have a very heavy work day, if I have a very heavy lunch, if I have a very carb heavy lunch or some sweets during lunch, or maybe rice, a big bowl of rice, I immediately feel sleepy, and that hampers my productivity. So on a very hectic day, during my lunch hours, I would have something very light, like a salad or just yogurt, fruits, those kind of things, so that I don't have to get distracted by my hunger, but I can still be productive and continue working. The last thing I want to cover in this video, and which is probably the most important thing, is to build a routine. When you have a routine, that is when you can function in an autopilot mode, and then you can save your energy and rhythm and your focus on custom things. Like every day, you have to do a few things which you do every day, like brushing your teeth, maybe working out, maybe making food for yourself. If you have a routine on when you are going to do these things, you will see that automatically during your free time you will be able to conserve your energy to focus on the custom or the different kind of things or the thinking kind of things, strategic things during the rest of the day. Just to give you an example, if every day you wake up in the morning and you have to think about what are the 3 meals that you have to cook during the day, that's not as efficient as maybe making a meal plan on Sunday itself for the whole week and maybe doing some meal prep beforehand, so that during the actual meal times you don't waste a lot of your time and energy in thinking what to do. Similarly, maybe you work out every day. If you have a specific time for workout, for example, I prefer to get up early at around 7 in the morning, go for a swim, and then sit at my work desk to start my day. And some days when I'm not able to do that, I know that I haven't been able to work out in the morning, but I have to do it at some point during the day. It just wastes a lot of my time, because then, I have to proactively find a different slot for myself. I have to plan the rest of the things that I have to do around it as well, and it's annoying and it's frustrating. It doesn't let me be as productive as I would like to be. So if you have a routine, your mind will automatically know when you have to do what, and that in general is going to save a lot of energy for you in focusing on the other things in life. So those are all the things that I wanted to cover in today's video. Hope you guys took something away from it and found it helpful as well. If you did, definitely like the video, and if you have any additional tips, I would love to know, because I usually juggle with a lot of things and I'm always on a lookout for productivity tips. Let me know in the comment. Help us spread this video to other people by liking the video and sharing the video, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Till then, bye.